Good evening, Freedom fans. We are back with Freedom Face Off, and tonight's live edition is going to be with the USA Freedom Champion himself, Luis Morales, and his opponent, the Moroccan superstar Hamza Rashidu, is the WMC Mad Champion. Without further ado, let's invite them both in. Hope you guys are ready for this one because it's going to be fireworks, man. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this fight. Let's invite Hamza in. Hamza, you're invited. This fight is going to be bananas. We are bringing the best fighter in the country, Luis Morales, with the best fighter in Morocco, Hamza.
يا
It's going to be
حبيبي.
a crazy fight. How you doing, gentlemen?
So what's up?
Luis, do you have
Hi.
Wi-Fi, guys? Hamza, Luis, just make sure that we're good.
Yeah. Ah. Yeah.
I'm already having trouble with you guys.
I'm back in here. Hold up.
Luis, are you on Wi-Fi?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I'm on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm good now. I can hear you. I couldn't hear you before.
Okay. Everybody can hear everybody good?
Yes, sir.
So everybody tuning in, can you guys hear everybody's voice good?
Yeah.
Okay. Without further ado, let's get this thing rolling. Let's start with the USA Freedom Champion, Luis. Please tell us about yourself and your background.
What's up, guys? My name is Luis Morales. I come from Mexico City, Mexico.
I can't hear you really good, Luis.
I'm sorry. Give me a second. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, that's way better.
Awesome. All right, guys. My name is Luis Morales. I am 32 years old. I come from Mexico City, Mexico. I'm more American than Mexican at this point. I've been here for a lot longer in my life. And I am the current 147-pound national champion for Freedom Promotions, and I'm looking to become world champion as well as WMC Intercontinental champion.
Um, when did you start and why?
Man, I believe we talked about this last time, but it's kind of cliche. I had a rough time when I was younger. Came out of some trouble, came out of jail, and started trying to find a path. I truly started with MMA when I started this whole fighting thing. I had they say everything happens for a reason. I had an accident, broke my elbow in one of my MMA fights. So while I
When was
had that,
this?
this was in 2013,
About
and
10 years ago.
yeah, and then so after that happened, that was my second uh, actual fight. After that happened, I took some time off, obviously, to heal the elbow because it was a very bad break. So while I was doing that, obviously the only thing I can do was strike, with my other limbs. So I started doing that, started uh, looking up more striking as I went further into my injury. And then I came to find out that there was a kid named Asa Tempao in Florida that was opening up a gym, and happened to see that he was a very good Muay Thai slash kickboxer. Um, so I went out there and changed my life, man. Been on. It's been on ever since.
Definitely a great guy to be a part of. Can't ask for a better coach than Asa Tempao.
So
Uh, let's go to the Moroccan star, Hamza Rashid. Hamza, please tell us about yourself.
My my name is Hamza Rashidu. I'm 23 years old. Um, I was the captain of Moroccan team. I fought about 100 fights. I'm a Arabic African champion. I'm the WMC match champion. Um, I fought many big fighters. I fought at 17 years old in the Lumpini Stadium in 5 rounds with the friend of Fabio Pinca, the star of Muay Thai. And I look to be the new WMC Intercontinental Champion.
Now, when and why did you start?
Um, I start at 17 years old. At 14 years old, I think. I am one of the youngest Moroccan champion. I won the championship of Morocco at 17 years old, I think, and I became one of a member of the national team at 17 years old in Morocco.
So you've been training for how long now? How many years?
I think it's about 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
So 8 years, you've got that many fights in 8 years. How many fights were you fighting a year?
Yeah, but how you know, Rami, in Morocco we have about 8 championships.
Yeah, the tournaments that you guys have.
Yeah, and every tournament you can fight up at least 6 fights.
Um,
It's really hard to become a national champion in Morocco.
Lewis,
Yes, sir.
obviously they fight a lot more than us here in the States.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean anything to you?
No. I appreciate the fact that he's very experienced, but at the same time, I've been to the IFMA events. Obviously, I'm not as decorated as him in those events, but I went elite from the beginning when I went there. Like I said, we're a little bit behind in the USA as far as the experience goes with the IFMA and everything. So I don't believe that the fact that he was fighting kids, even though it is at a high level, that has any difference to do with who I've been fighting. I've been fighting men, and like I said, I got all the respect for him, but I don't think his experience is going to make any difference.
Now, with same kind of question with you, Hamza. Like you fought a lot of fights, so obviously you have a lot of experience in the ring, and I'm pretty sure you fought a lot of big names.
Yeah.
Does that experience give you any confidence?
No, I think that you know me very well, Rami. I respect every opponent I will fight. For many years, I fought many champions, and at every time I show respect because it's fights. Anything can goes on. So, but I think he's not very experienced. Should be. I think that it's gonna be a hard fight for him. Yeah.
And why do you say that?
How we say in the Moroccan in the Moroccan way, if I lost if I lost of if I won, really he will get 5 rounds of hell.
I see. Um, Lewis, you're coming off of a big knockout victory, KO victory. Um, does that give you any type of feeling, positive, overconfidence, anything?
Of course, momentum is always good. I'm looking to build off of that. Like I said, I know I have a big, tough challenge in front of me, but that's always been my career and my path. You know what I mean? I've always been the underdog. I've always been the one that people think is going to lose, and I've stayed shocking the world. And in January 28th, it will be no different.
Hamza, your last fight, I believe, was in Turkey,
Yeah.
in the IFMA tournament,
Yeah.
and you won that IFMA tournament.
Yeah.
Um, does that give you any type of confidence? Does it help you in any way?
Yeah, of course, but my last tournament really it was very hard. I fought many, I think many challenged fighters, which was Kazakhstan, Turkey, and but I think it's gonna be a good fight in 20 January. Of course, I respect my opponent. He's a good fighter. I saw his last fight, his last knockout. Even I think the opponent it wasn't in the high performance. I think he's a amateur fighter, but I think it's gonna be a nice fight.
Um, you're fighting in America, and you're fighting the American champion. This is basically his home.
Yeah.
Does that mean anything to you?
No. Um,
Usually you're used to fighting like in tournaments, but you're fighting other outsiders as well. In this case, though, you're fighting an actual fight in his hometown, in his country, and he's the United States champion.
Rami, I think that the ring side is my home. So I don't think so. Is there any difference fighting in America or in Mexico? And in the ring, it's the same thing. We're gonna be in the same level.
I agree with Coach Ricardo, who just said, he commented in this live, he said, this fight is going to be fire. I 100% agree. You got a very crazy, tough Mexican and a very crazy, tough Moroccan. These guys, man, they are very, very top of the best from their country. And without a doubt, they both deserve the opportunity that they are having. Lewis, uh, you're fighting obviously for the Freedom Championship of the World. This is the most prestigious belt. Like the WMC straight from Thailand today made a post about you guys, and I don't know if you guys saw it. They
Yeah.
said you're fighting for the most prestigious belt in the world, the Freedom World Title, and it's on the. In addition, you got the WMC Intercontinental belt straight from Thailand. This is WMC, guys. It still holds on to their values. Not anybody can be a WMC champion. You are now fighting for that. Lewis, how does that feel?
It feels wonderful, man. It means the world to me. You know, you and me have plenty of conversations. It's been rough for me to even get fights, you know. But we've stayed on it. We've stayed improving, and like I said, I'm coming for it all, man. I'm coming for it all. It means you know, me and him started at different times in our life. Obviously, he started very young.
He froze.
Yeah.
Let's give him a second. Hamza, I'm gonna ask you until
Yeah.
he comes back in. Uh, hold on, I think that's him right now. Hold on 1 second. Okay, Hamza, this question is for you. You're a WMC champion, mad champion. This time you have the opportunity of going with the Freedom World and the WMC Intercontinental. This is a
Yeah.
very huge belt. What does this mean to you?
Really? It's mean a lot because I was a WMC match champion, but how you know, Rami, the WMC Intercontinental champion, he gave me a chance to really become in the future a world champion, a world WMC champion, because I will be in the ranking of the top 10, and also the Freedom World Championship. Really, it's one of the most expensive belts that I ever see in my life. That it's ever huge at the WMC Intercontinental. So really, I'm so happy to have this fight and to have this opportunity.
Let's go back to that same question with you, Lewis.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know what happened, but like I said, man, I'm super excited. It's been a combination of obviously a lot of years of hard work, and I'm not taking it lightly. I'm coming for it.
You said earlier that you've had trouble in the past asking for a fight. If I recall, every time you called and asked for a fight, what did I do for you?
You made it happen, man. That's why I told you. I'm so grateful and forever in debt. Um, like I said, as soon as I told you I needed a fight because nobody else would give it to me, you literally looked at me in the face and said, "Next show, you're on it," and that's exactly what happened. And like I said, we're just gonna keep building from here on, man.
I want everybody to know a little bit of something. Um, so the two freedom events ago, um, Lewis was supposed to be defending his belt against John Pena. He got injured. He cut his hand really, really bad and had to go out. John Pena ended up fighting Marco from Bolivia, I believe, and for the interim U.S. title, which Marco won. And I told Lewis, do not worry. When you come back, the moment you're healed, the moment that you want to fight, you will get the fight. And he called. He said, I'm ready. I said, bet. You're getting the fight. Then when the interim champion said he's not able to take the fight in January, I told him, no more, no problem. We have a Moroccan fighter come in. Instead of fighting for the U.S. title now, you're fighting for the world title. The
Let's
reason
go.
why I'm sharing this story is because I was a fighter before. I know how hard it is to get fights. You know, I might not be able to give you guys millions of dollars, right? But I will give you what you need and what you want, and make sure that you are busy and you're not kept on the shelf. You know, we know how hard it is to stay motivated in this game, to stay hungry when there's nothing in your sight. And hopefully this will open the door for you guys. You guys become obviously the Freedom World Champion, a WMC champion, and go on to bigger and getting bigger opportunities. So any fighter that's out there, if you ever need any fights, feel free to reach out. It doesn't matter where you're from. I will do my part to treat you not like a piece of meat.
Yes, sir. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure, brother. Uh, Hamza, you've been here now in the States, I think a few weeks. How has it been in America? Does it feel different that you're not here with family? How does training feel?
For the training, really, the camp is going very well. Charami Elite. We are one family. So we have many friends, many sparring partners, and I think I'm ready for the fight right now.
Um, going going into your last, I guess, 2 weeks. I guess maybe it's safe to say this is technically the hardest week to finish your fight camp. Lewis, um, is do you do anything special or different in this last 2 weeks that separates the other weeks of fight camp?
I mean, yeah, it's Hell Week, man. We got to finish strong. You know, last week is it. We worry about cut week next week, but yeah, we've been pushing it to the limit for the last 4 weeks, and this is the culmination of it. This week, ends the craziness, and we start to temper down for next week.
Um, Hamza, if you for any, by the way, anybody in the live, if you have any questions that you have for either fighter, feel free to comment the questions you have. If you want to be in the live with them, feel free to request to be in the live. Yeah, if you have any comments, Hamza, to anybody watching, what would you say is important to do as a fighter in the last 2 weeks? What would you recommend to tell them?
For the last week, I think is the time to put down the training. I think it's time to just cut weight. The end.
How do you how is your weight going, by the way? Is okay? Is it where you want? Are you happy now with this weight?
Right now,
Yeah, are you good with weight?
yeah, yeah. I think I'm very close.
Okay, Lewis, same question. If you had to tell anybody in this live, any fighter coming up in the game, would you recommend them anything in the last 2 weeks? Whether physically, mentally, what would you recommend to them?
Uh, yeah, like I said, man, the way that we usually do it is push it hard, keep doing what we've been doing for the last, however long your camp has been. Now that we really have camps, we stay on it or try to stay on it the whole time. But definitely, like I said, we kick it hard until the last week, and then the last week we temper down, still get our work in, but then we focus more on sweating, focus more on getting the weight off. So yeah, mostly obviously uh, I believe any fighter will tell you the hardest thing is dieting. And so yeah, those last 2 weeks is really important. You stick to your stuff, man.
Um, Hamza, what do you know about your opponent?
Really, I think so. The last fight in the Freedom Championship, I think I saw the knockout that he made. Well, really, it's a good fighter. I respect him, and I think it's gonna be a hard fight.
That's good to know. Uh, Lewis, what do you know about your opponent?
I mean, there's not really much tape of him. I've seen the IFMA fights that he's fought. Obviously, that's a different style of fights. I hope he knows that he's not coming over here for that. And I don't know. I believe he said something about I looked amateur in my last fight.
No, he said
And I
you
hope.
the opponent. You look the
Oh,
opponent look
okay.
opponent
I'm
amateur.
sorry. Okay. Well, I was gonna say I hope that's not what he's expecting because that's not what's coming.
Oh, really? I'm ready for what's coming.
It's war, bro. That's what's coming.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have a question um, in from Universal Laws. How does Hamza anticipate to win? By decision, KO, what kind? How do you expect to win, Hamza?
I'm gonna uh, fight the fight, and we will see. Really, I can disrespect my opponent to say I will knock out him in the first round or the second round. Really, I will take the fight, and we're gonna see.
I respect that, Hamza. I respect that. How about you, Lewis?
Same energy, man. Like I said, I'm coming to win. I'm a finisher. I look for the finish, but I can't predict things. So I'm all I can say is expect violence.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, you have. I really mean this when I say I'm not just hyping it up, man. Lewis, the best fighter in the United States of America, in the 67 kg. He is the best fighter, period. Um, and then Hamza, the best fighter in Morocco, period. Hands down. This is going to be fireworks. The biggest fight of the year is already happening in January 28th on Freedom Fighter Promotions. If you don't know, all you got to do is just Google their names. Luis Morales from Florida, uh, and then Hamza Rashid from Morocco is training here now. It doesn't get any bigger. They're fighting for not one but two pro titles. Obviously, the Freedom World title on the line, and the most respected is still with honor the WMC Intercontinental from Thailand. It doesn't get any bigger than that. Today, WMC in Thailand wrote about both of them, and that just tells you how big of a fight this is. Hamza, any last words you would like to say to your family, friends, anybody
Uh,
watching?
Really, I would to thank my friend Walid, my parents, and the big thanks for the Freedom Championship for this opportunity to become really for me or for my opponent to be a a double champion of the world for the Freedom World Championship and the WMC Intercontinental. And I'm really excited for the fight.
Lewis, would you like to say anything to your family, friends, or anybody watching around the world?
Yeah, just anybody that tuned in to watch me, I really appreciate it. Um, and like I said, man, I hope everybody tunes in January 28th. It's gonna be fireworks. All respect to my opponent. Like I said, I can't wait.
doesn't get bigger than this. If you want to watch this fight, you could tune in, order the live pay-per-view on fcltv.com. Again, if you want to watch the pay-per-view, you can do so by ordering it on fcltv.com. The best of the best. It doesn't get no bigger than that. This is what's coming, and the WMC title is on the way from Thailand. It's coming for you guys. Make sure you guys get your tickets to support them. If you can't be there in person, get the live pay-per-view. This is the biggest fight in America happening on January 28th. Lewis, Hamza, freedom is coming.
Thank you, Rami.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome, guys.